Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Kuri, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. The last few days, I've managed to catch up with all the guys that have been through Reignited Men, a lot of the guys, and some of it was a catch up. Some of it, I haven't spoken to them for a while, so it was just really, really good because for over, I would say, 4 months, we spent a lot of time together. I pretty much spoke to a lot of them pretty much almost every single day. So I felt like I was part of their lives. And again, it was more just really trying to catch up and see where they were at. And one of the things that I found that was interesting is that there's quite a few people that, when we started the program, sort of came out of the gates smashing it and going really, really crazy with it, and just got results pretty quickly, started having sex pretty quickly, and things started being frequent very quickly, and started winning at life. And there were some guys that sort of came out a little bit slower. There was a lot of coaching around sort of many core belief stuff, and really getting them to be getting to the place that is solid. And over a period of time, we started getting a bit more sex, and started getting a better relationship, better outcomes, more respect, more. And over a period of time, this has got better over a period of time. And one thing that I realized after speaking, that those guys that came out of the gates smashing it, have sort of regressed back. They're now in a place where they're finding things a little bit more difficult. And I was wondering why that was. And I was thinking about this quite a lot. And I was thinking, and it came to a quote, and I don't know where I heard this, but it was something to do with Michael Phelps. And they were saying that, when everybody goes to the Olympics, they all have the same goal, which is to win a gold medal. But really, it then comes down to the systems that you've put in place. Have you delivered yourself to a system that will, or at least dedicated yourself to a system that is going to give you the best outcome to win a medal? And this is what makes the difference between elite athletes or people that are going to win a gold medal versus somebody who's not going to win one, is that the level of dedication that the person would put in order, or at least not just dedication, but the systems that they put in place. So, for example, that system that would require a level of dedication, a level of resilience, being able to block out birthdays, Christmas, and still trade on those specific days where everybody else would take time off. So I say that because when I see the other guys, that they initially had a lot of friction and resistance, but they had to power through that. And while they were powering through that, the one thing that they were building was resilience around, having to face rejection consistently, even though they're acquiring new skills. And then over a period of time, that resilience became something that they can use to propel them whenever they get to the next level. Because every time you get to next level within your interactions, it comes with new problems. But if you've built enough resilience, then you know how to then overcome the next problem. And this is one of the reasons why the other guys sort of came out of the gate, and because they were winning pretty quickly, they never built that resilience. And over a period of time, when things got a little bit harder, the newer levels, they just could not sustain that momentum. And it's something that we started dealing with, and started trying to regain that momentum and really getting them to that place where they're resilient. And some of it I won't share that, not today, but I've now had to send them off to do other things that will at least build that resilience. But I'm just saying this because a lot of you guys, when we talk about this, a lot of you guys are sort of anti-coaching. So you would rather listen to a podcast, listen to books, and do all of that thing, which is perfectly fine because, we're all different. We all learn differently. But one thing that I know for a fact, that the difference between somebody who, like Michael Phelps, for example, and somebody who's not won an Olympic medal, if that person... One thing that I know for a fact is that Michael Phelps had several coaches that were helping him in terms of, his technique, his nutrition, there were so many things that they were optimizing in order for him to get to that place. And he realized that even though it's an individual sport where I have to go and win by myself, I need people to contribute to that. He created an ecosystem that made it possible because he was getting people that would get data and insights so that he knows that every training session he was better than he was the day before. And it was a consistent battle to try and get even better every single day. And again, we talk about resilience, we talk about the resistance. So whenever he hit a plateau, there were things that they would have to optimize in order to break through that plateau. So it becomes very important to have a coach. Now, I'm not saying this specifically so you can join me to be your coach, but I know a lot of you guys are listening and you are not getting coaching. And I was thinking about this, that these guys that sort of came out of the gates and didn't build that resilience, if I never spoke to them on Monday and Tuesday, I would have never got the opportunity to reframe how they were looking at things and then get them back on track. I can guarantee you the fewer guys and the guys that were swimming with Michael Phelps, and by the way, I'm referencing Michael Phelps. If you don't know Michael Phelps, he's one of the greatest Olympians. He's a swimmer. I think he's won, if I'm not mistaken, 22 medals. I was obsessed with swimming when I was growing up, so I know a little bit about this guy. So this guy is one of the greatest Olympians of my time. There might be somebody else, but for me, he's won the most medals. And in order for him to win those medals, he had people that were optimizing his training, his lifestyle, they kept him in an environment where he was consistently trying to better himself. And whereas the guys that would have lost and didn't have the same level of dedication, or didn't have the team, or they never ever got close to where he was. So, I mean, you can argue and say maybe his genetics, his body composition and all of that stuff, but he still had to put in the work to become who he is today. And a lot of you guys, I know you blame it on the fact that the other guys have got money, and because there's one guy who's a reignited man, he's a plastic surgeon, he's got a ridiculous amount of money, but that has never served him in terms of getting more frequency in terms of sex. He still has had to do the hard work like everybody else within the program, and again, putting him accountable, making sure that he builds that resilience over a period of time. He builds the systems that he needs in order for him to get success. And again, it becomes more important about building the system and the environment that is going to be pushing you towards getting to that goal where you could a fulfilling relationship, and more importantly, that fulfilling relationship is validated by the frequency of sex that you're having. So again, a lot of you guys, I know it's an interest. The way I'm positioning this podcast episode is really to get you to think about, for those guys that never won an Olympic medal during the era of Michael Phelps, they had what we call the ignorance tax. They paid an ignorance tax. They felt that they knew everything that they needed to know about swimming, and they just needed to put Monday to Friday time, or Monday to Thursday, or I'll train 5 times a week, and that's all I need. Just eat right, and therefore I've hit a specific time, and therefore that specific time is going to qualify me to go to the Olympics. I'm going to go to the Olympics and then do my best. And and again, some people's goals maybe were just to go to the Olympics, but maybe they just knew that Michael Phelps was just a beast. So I'm just going to go and participate. And some of you guys have got that mindset, and you have to really change that mindset. You have to be a winner. Like, your wife wants to fuck a freaking winner. She doesn't want a guy who's going to be mediocre and just want to be there to participate. She wants a fucking winner. So what I'm trying to say here is that a lot of you guys are paying ignorance tax. And for example, today we've released recently, I think a few weeks ago, a free training. And I see the metrics of people that are going to the free training. And I think this is probably one of the best trainings that we've done that is free, that is out there. And it's literally stuff that you can do without having to get me to speak to you. I mean, you can literally watch the training, go and implement the stuff. And again, it's for me to help you to prove that the stuff works. So when I say come over to our community and we can give you better help, you've got that understanding that we will give you good help. It's also to demonstrate that there is stuff that you don't know that you need to be tapping into. So again, this is really when I pressed record for this episode, I didn't know where I was going to go with it. I knew that I wanted to talk about, but a lot of you guys are paying ignorance tax, and a lot of the guys that were within Reignited Men, especially the ones that came off the gates smashing it and were really good, they never built that resilience enough to sustain being out of a sexless relationship. They started finding themselves regressing back towards sexless relationship because they just didn't have the systems built for success. And then so the other guys that are successful now are the ones that have managed to build systems in place that are making them better every single day. And this is one of the most important things that I can take away from the last few days. Absolutely exhausted from catching up with guys, building the community stuff that we need to be doing. Victor, in terms of the community, I think it's already built. I was recording courses. I stopped recording courses. I want you guys to join the community, and I will offer up one-on-one calls up until it becomes almost impossible for me. I think I enjoyed more speaking to you guys one-to-one, tailor-making what we do to every single one of you guys. I think when it comes to a point where at the moment I'm doing 7 calls per day-ish, so I can do that for now. If it goes to 10 to 12, then I'll have to start doing more group sessions. But for now, for those people that are going to join the community early, that they're going to have the best time because we're going to be having my undivided attention towards your marriage. So I'm really excited about it, and this is where we're going to go. We're coming up towards Easter. We're going to open by Friday. Friday, we're going to be opening the doors. A few people will be already in there. I think there's 2 or 3 people that have already said yes, they want to join. So they'll be joining very soon. So guys, thank you very much. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Take care.